McGiveron, and in this episode I'm going to talk about the top 10, I almost said 5, top 10 favorite tools for every artist. So let's dive in on this episode and let's get inspired. Number 1 is a table. It is nice to have a very specific art designated table that you would prefer to keep clean, but if it doesn't, it's okay as well. But having a designated art table space is going to allow you to have a workspace set up and designated for creating, so that way you're not having to clear your kitchen table or risk ruining it with art mediums. So if you have the option, having a designated table for your art making or your art process is a lovely feature to have and is an honest must-have. Even for drawing, for painting, for sculpture, a table just designated as your tool for creating. Number 2 is a tabletop easel. I gotta grab mine again. Oh, it's right here. I talked about this in a few different videos, but I can't talk about it enough. It is a great tool, but the thing is about this is that it's not only a tabletop easel, it is also storage for your art supplies and your tools. So if you're a painter, even if you want to use it as a drawing board, you sure could. You put your sketchbook in there, right? You can store your art supplies in it. Like this. Okay, it has organizers. And then this is how it stands up for an easel. It has some wing nuts in there. So you can tighten your wing nuts or loosen them to help it stand or not. Right, so it's pretty firm right now because my wing nuts are all done up. But if I loosen them, it'll make flop all around. It also makes transporting your art super easy because if it's all done up, even with the canvas on there, you can walk around with it holding it on there. Now you can use, I have a bigger canvas here, one second. I'm gonna grab my painting process. Now you might be thinking, well, that's pretty small, but the answer is no, it actually goes quite big, like that. And I'll show you, if I take my current painting that I'm working on, I actually could use this to paint with it. See, I even have a few inches above, right? And then I can just pop it down. And then, now it's actually in my tabletop. I can't get back further enough, sorry, I'm against the wall. Now that's a huge canvas, right? Look at the size of me compared to it. It's bigger than my camera screen. And then, you can see it from the back. I could transport it like this if I was out and about. I mean, don't probably shake it if it's really wet. I don't know why I'm doing that. And you would obviously open this to have it set down on the table, right? Right, like this. Like this. Or even taller. So I love this. This is the greatest buy ever. And this one has a nice little leather handle that goes flat. I can store it. I can put my stuff in it. This one is a Meen, M-E-E-D-E-N, Meen tabletop canvas easel. They have a variety of different styles and sizes. I'll link to it in the description of this video and you can check it out. A huge quality, amazing quality, and also an amazing tool to get. Meen. Oh yeah, I'll link to it in the description of the video below. Know that it is an Amazon affiliate link, so I do get a commission should you purchase it, but I super love it. Like, how versatile is that? Alright, number 3 is a digital projector. So if you're scaling up a drawing, say if I take my painting beside me, and I had it as a drawing in my sketchbook. I want to turn my sketchbook drawing or my digital drawing into a larger painting or a larger drawing. Sometimes it's hard to scale up your drawing and get proportions good. If you're good at that, that's one thing. If you haven't quite developed that skill yet, it gets a little tricky. You might get proportions out of whack trying to draw that big. So if you want to try to keep the proportions the same and you're scaling up your own drawings or designs, not something from Google and stealing, hello, then you can use a digital projector plug it in. If it's Bluetooth, you could probably sync it with your computer just by Bluetooth or your device. And then project onto your canvas and then sketch it out and then continue painting, or actually start the painting process or drawing process, whatever it is. I think that's a really great way to just get the initial outline on, retain your proportions in your design, and transfer the image without having to do grid drawing, which is a little bit more of a traditional method. Number 4, a tool to have is a sketchbook. I'm grabbing it. Got it. I got my sketchbook. Okay, grab yourself a sketchbook, a good quality sketchbook, something nice, bound book. This one's a nice large one. Has 142 sheets, so that's a lot. Love this one. It's good quality. Get yourself a good quality sketchbook that's going to last you a while, so you can fill it up with all those yummy designs. All right, number 5 is lighting, both for lighting up your studio, whatever that it looks like. You might need additional lighting. So I have lights on a stand. These are my newer lightings. They are RGB LED lights. I talk about this in a few different videos. Anyways, this is a 2-pack. I use them not only for my YouTube video, but my working on my art. Sometimes I want to control the lighting. I can control it as color behind me, but also I can control the brightness and the warmth or coolness, because it's Bluetooth digital nowadays. You get the newer app, and then you can control it right on your phone. Like, I can turn it on and off on my phone. I can turn it and adjust my brightness, my everything, the color, if I want it to be color, not white, not just white. I can make it warm versus cool and control the lighting if I turn everything else off, right? Or I can use it for photo documenting my art when it's done. I'll use it to create controlled lighting to document my art for my portfolio. Or you might even need just like a good solid work lamp over your table. I will link to my newer lighting and works lamps that I like in the description of my video. Again, it's an Amazon link, but you do need some lighting. All right, my question for you is this: what is your must-have tool? Let me know in the comments below the video, and we can take a look at everybody's input and check out some different ideas to maybe even inspire something that we never thought of. Yeah, check them out. All right, number 6 is a computer. I like to get gaming computers because the RAM is exceptional. So it means it can process a lot more, and also process much more advanced programs. So if you're doing like a lot of photoshopping, Illustrator, digital drawing, if you're doing any video editing, Lightroom, any of that kind of stuff requires some significant RAM just to process. And also, if you want to have more than one application open, and your normal computer cannot handle that. So if you want good visual graphics cards plus good RAM for memory and processing, you need to, I like gaming computers, hands down the best, especially considering the price. Best value for your buck. You're not paying for somebody's brand name and sleek design, which is what you get with some people. So I recommend getting yourself a gaming PC. I'll link to some in the description below the video. You can check those out. I have a gaming PC and device for all my editing because I have a normal laptop too, but it can't handle that stuff anymore. The technology's too much. It's too far. Everything's into 4K. Everything's into huge amount of memory to process and do all these edits, right? So if you're needing to edit your images for your portfolio, to create images for your website or graphics, if you're doing any vlogging, then you're going to want to have a proper computer, and I recommend getting a gaming PC. You can also game with it if you want, but you don't have to. All right, next is an art bin. I'm going to grab mine. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Almost there. Okay. Art bin. An art bin. It says art bin. Mine's really old. I've drawn all over it. Get yourself an art bin. This means that you can transport your art supplies on the go. For instance, in my art bin, you can see it has it can fit a lot. In my art bin, I have my to-go travel size size sketchbook that fits perfectly in this one. The art bins come in all kinds of sizes. Especially if you're going to art school right now or taking classes, you're going to want an art bin. You put all your paints, your markers, a little water dish, paintbrushes, whatever you want in your art bin. And then you can either do some plein air art, which is what I do, is I do sometimes I take it and I do some plein air painting in nature. Of course, plein air watercolor painting. Or you can take it, transfer it to your studio and back home so nobody jacks your stuff. Whatever it is, art bins are great to grab. You might find one at your local art store, online. Mine is just called Art Bin. I don't know if that's a brand name. It probably is. I don't know. Anyways, check it out. If I can find one, I'll stick that into the link in the description below the video, but I don't know, I bought mine like 15 years ago, so I'm not gonna say I have a link in there, but if you look and there is one to that specific bin, then I would get it. That one obviously has lasted, well, that has lasted since I was in art school. And I graduated in 2011. I was there 2007 to 2011, so it's a long time, and that's gone through being in a boat, in my bag, smashing around, transferring back and forth for years. Anyways, so it's so good. It has never broken, never cracked. Love my art bin. Again, if I find it, I'll put it in the description of the video. If I don't, then find a bin that you can transfer your art in. Alright, you need a camera. Number 8 is a good quality camera, not beyond your phone, right? Get a good quality camera with some lenses that you can interchange. That way you can capture your own work, but also take photography, take images, capture moments in time that you can use for reference images for your own art. And I think that's very, very valuable. So if I would say get a nice camera, get your Canon, get your Sony, get your Nikon. I have a Canon. If you want, mine is a mirrorless camera. I do have recommendations for cameras and for my favorite lenses in the description below the video. Right now I'm filming with my 15mm. I use a 24 for taking pictures of my work. I do have a mirrorless camera, so it's a lot smaller and I can make it's more portable. I don't do photography, so I don't need the bigger cameras. Now, if you're more interested in photography, then you can get yourself maybe like a Rebel or whatever, or get something more, just a bigger camera. That's beyond my skill. It's beyond my skill. So I have a mirrorless camera, and then I put a mount adapter onto my camera so I can use any of the Canon EF lenses on my EOS. Yeah, so that's a cool thing too. So you can use your have an EOS camera, mirrorless, and then put your mount adapter on it, and boom, you can add any lens you want. So that's a recommendation as well. But have a proper camera for taking professional images of your own work instead of paying someone. And also, and you have to do that if you want to have a portfolio and get into shows, whatever, right? You need professional level, not your cell phone quality, professional level photographs. Get a camera. Links to some in the description below the video. And also get your own reference images, my friend. Go take reference images. Yeah, don't use Google Images. You're just going to play with fire. All right. Number 9 is get a variety of pencils, graphite, and charcoal. That way you have lots of different options for experimenting in your studio, in your sketchbook, or on the go. That is a must-have, a variety. That means you can get pencil and stick version. You can get charcoal, comes in like willow charcoal, like willow sticks, or full-on big charcoal blocks or whatever. You can get graphite sticks versus graphite pencils versus graphite bars, whatever, all kinds of things, right? So experiment with different ones, but you need to have that. And then finally, a toolbox. Not an art bin, but an actual toolbox. I'm almost there. Okay. Pulling apart my studio you can tell my studio's not very big because I'm just bending over and getting things. Anyways, you need an actual toolbox with some tools in it. I would recommend getting a pre-done made kit. I'll probably link to one in the description below the video. But a kit that comes with your basic tools. Like if you don't have a partner, like for me, my partner has like a bunch of tools out in the garage, so I typically will steal his. But if you don't have a +1 that is a person that has a lot of tools, and you don't have tools, you're gonna get there goes a socket. Anyways, they typically have, this one's really old, can you tell? Has green tape, hammer, scissors, not that I use these ones, wrench, or does it? Does not have a wrench. Has pliers, has a screwdriver. Yeah. Usually has a screwdriver that has interchangeable heads, so you can change off what kind of that you need on them. Anyways, X-Acto knife. That sounds like a cheap one. Don't recommend it. I don't use that one. But anyways, has just basic things, so that way if you need to hang your work or modify things or mount things, whatever, you can take it with you to, if you have to hang your work, and you can go take it to a gallery yourself, hang your work. Or if you're hanging things up in your studio, you have it, but typically we're working with physical objects and you might need to build things, so get yourself a toolbox. That way it also can go with you. Like again, like I said, if you have to go install your own work, well now you can do that, no problem, my friend. You got your toolbox and it's ready to go. Alright, if you're looking for any of those resources I mentioned, I will link to them in the description of this video, and again, they are Amazon affiliate links, means I get a commission should you make a purchase. But check them out if you want to begin your research. It's a good starting point to get an idea. Alright, my friend, your next video to watch is the ABCs of pottery's terms and techniques. So if you're a little bit lost about when it comes to ceramics, about what the heck people are talking about, what does that mean? What is this word? What is greenware? What is leather hard? What is slip casting? What's a cone? I'll talk about that in that video. Click the link above or in the description of the video, and I'll see you in that episode. Please make sure you like and subscribe to help me grow my channel.